featuring Ethan Engel, Lydia Fernandez, Peyton Coressel, and Mark Jordan.
Happy New Year, Defiance. I'm Ethan Engel.
And I'm Lydia Fernandez.
And this is... Hey, what happened to Mark?
Don't worry about it.
But what happened? Is he like on vacation?
Worry about it.
All right. And now for some headlines. The Distributive Education Clubs of America, otherwise known as DECA, are going to district competition on January 28th. They're competing with schools from all over Northwest Ohio. They left at 6:30 this morning for Bowling Green State University. Students scoring high enough will qualify for state competition in March. We'll follow up with DECA in later episodes. So good luck, and I hope that you DECA your very best.
Defiant's beloved Independence Dam State Park, alongside the banks of the Maumee River, will be receiving huge upgrades in the very near future as part of Defiant's recent push to improve our parks and recreational areas. These improvements include shelter houses, new playground equipment, 6 benches, kayak launches, and a temporary ice skating rink.
Our current state representative, Craig Riedel, has announced that he is running for the United States House of Representatives in Ohio's 9th Congressional District. Riedel currently serves Ohio's 82nd House District, which includes Defiance, Paulding, Van Wert counties, as well as the northwest corner of Auglaize County. He declared candidacy for the Republican primary that's scheduled on May 3rd of this year and is seeking a 2-year term in Washington that could begin in January of 2023. For those who don't know, Congressman Riedel is a Defiance resident and has been a huge supporter of our schools and our community.
Doctors transplanted a pig heart into 57-year-old David Bennett in their final attempts to save his life. After this highly experimental surgery, he seems to be doing just fine. There's currently a huge shortage of human organs to be donated to needing patients. If the man's surgery remains successful, then this procedure could be used to help save many patients in waiting.
For those who haven't heard, Coletta Sheets passed away on January 9th at the age of 92. We are now going to Josh Thompson.
Hello, Defiance. Recently, Coletta Sheets passed away at the age of 92 on Sunday, January 9th, 2022. For those who don't know, Coletta was the owner of the Defiance Recreational Bowling Alley from 1968 to present day. Every Friday, the gym teachers would take their high school students to the bowling alley. We recently sat down with the gym teachers to ask them a few questions about Coletta. What is your best memory with Coletta?
I've been going over to the bowling alley for 10 years since I've been here, and really just her personality. You know, I would go over there and she was like a grandma to me, and just being able to go over there and just talk about everyday life and how she was doing. And I think that's what I'll remember most about her, is just being like a grandma to me.
What kind of impact do you think she left on not only the DHS students, but also the community?
I think she left a huge impact. She's kind of like the icon of Defiance. She ran that bowling alley for so long, and, how many hundreds of thousands of people were in there every day, every week. And just to see her welcoming spirit, not only for the students that went over there, but also for the community members, she will be greatly missed over at the bowling alley.
What is your best memory with Coletta?
Well, what I liked about Coletta is that she was always friendly to us, and what she liked to do a lot of times, if she had something, she would give us something that she would either make or have for us to have to try. There, some kind of goodies or something like that.
What kind of impact do you think she left on not only the DHS students, but also the community?
Well, one of the big things is she's one of the few, she owned her company for almost 60 years, so she's been around a long time to get to know a lot of people. Matter of fact, I've had kids come up to me and say, hey, is Coletta still running the bowling alley? So she's had a big impact for those many years that she's been involved with Defiance.
Thank you, Coletta. Your memory will always be with not only the DHS students, but also with the community.
Thank you, Josh.
Last Saturday, the Defiance Band and Choir programs had 93 students travel to Bryan High School to perform in District 1 Solo Ensemble Contest. We now go to Drake Winiger for some more insight.
Thanks, Lydia. Solo and Ensemble is an annual event that gives both band and choir students a chance to prepare and perform a piece of music for a judge. After this, they will receive a rating, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. I was able to catch up with a couple participants of this event to get their perspective on what it's like. Hi, Ms. Schultz. How are you today?
Oh, hi. I'm fine, thanks.
Good. It's nice to see you here playing the piano. So, we're talking about solo and ensemble, right? What will your role be for this event?
Well, Solo and Ensemble is this weekend, so I will be playing the piano to accompany vocalist and instrumentalist.
Okay. So, how many schools will you be accompanying for?
Tomorrow, I will be playing for Defiance High School vocal events. I will be playing for some events with the Defiance High School band. I will be playing for some students from the Ayersville High School band, and I will be playing for some students from Tenora High School band.
So you'll be busy?
All day, busy.
In references to past years, how does the day usually go?
Busy. I mean, a lot of the ratings are the way that you see them. Sometimes the judges can be a little easier, sometimes a little harder, but yeah, for me, it's a busy day. It's a fun day. It's a fun day because I get to play the piano.
Well, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So today I am here with the great John Lawson. John, how many years have you been participating in solo and ensemble?
So I've been doing ensemble since 7th grade, and then I started doing solos and band since 8th grade up, except for my junior year. I did not.
And what do you think your biggest accomplishment has been in any of those years?
I would say probably just getting the nerves to do solos, like especially for choir, because this is my first time doing a solo for choir. So.
Great. And do you think it's harder to prepare a solo for band or choir?
I would say band because there's so many things that can go wrong with your instrument, like valves getting stuck or a spit in your instrument, and then it can kind of throw off your performance. And then for choir, I would say like the hardest part would probably be like memorizing the lyrics. So.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of interesting times. Well, thank you, John, and back to you guys.
Thank you, Drake. And now we'd like to acknowledge all of the students who received superior and excellent ratings.
They just keep falling.
Coming out of thin air.
Shh. Man, I wish I was in this. I know that guy.
I'm sure you do.
And now for Fact of the Week.
Followed by sports with Peyton Coressel.
Wow, I wonder how much pizza is eaten in a day by Americans. Well, that's a good question. See, Americans eat about 18 acres of pizza on average a day. That's a lot, even more than Mr. Coressel can eat. And that's a fact.
Defiance, I'm Peyton Coressel.
And I'm Mark Jordan.
And let's
this
get into the
DNN.
rapid sports. Did someone else take your job?
No.
Then why are you here? For those of you who haven't realized, things here at the sports studio have changed. For instance, we now have 2 anchors.
Yeah, and I'm back and better than ever. And I'm going to take your job, bud.
That's not going to happen.
Well, the studio did get a bit of a paint job, and we are going to be working on new ways to deliver sports information to you.
Speaking of, the Ohio High School Athletic Administration announced earlier this month that it will be sanctioning 2 new sports, girls wrestling and boys volleyball.
They are considered emerging sports, which means that they will be running like the current 26 sports the OHSAA governs, but will have additional requirements to move into being fully sanctioned in the future.
Defiance has no specific plans to create its own girls wrestling team or boys volleyball team at this time, but the path has been laid for the future. Now let's get into the Rapid Sports recap. Let's start off with the boys basketball team, who faced Elida this past Friday with a very close win of 29-24, while the girls played Fairview, winning with a final score of 65-24.
Rolling down the lanes with boys bowling team, where the girls played Rossford this past Friday while the boys played Rossford, winning by 200 pins.
Cannonball swim team had a tri-meet on the 11th.
taking it to the mats where the wrestling team faced Coletta last Thursday, winning with a final score of 45-27.
Here's a rundown of how winter sports seasons have been going.
Boys basketball is currently at 10-4, while the girls basketball stands at 1-13.
The wrestling team is currently 12-16 with only a few more matches to go before the postseason.
The boys swimmers and divers are 3-10, and the girls are 5-8. However, both teams had one more regular season meet on the day we taped this, so this information may have changed.
The boys bowlers, as of Tuesday, were 4-2, while the girls rollers stand at 2-3.
Well, that's all, Defiance. I'm Mark Jordan, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.
And I'm Peyton Coressel, and I'll see you at the finish line.
If you see someone wearing camouflage, be sure to walk right into them. That way, they know it's working.
Huh, the more you know.
I read that in my fortune cookie.
I had a magic 8-ball tell me that once. I tried it again and then said, go away.
Uh-huh.
Anywho, Noah Jordan's back with a new Schooling the Teachers. So, take it away, Noah.
Tell me what you wanna be, what your dreams is. 100 G's in my jeans, I'm a genius. And every day someone save me please and get schooled, homie change degrees. On the plug, what you need.
What's up, Defiance? You know who I am. You know why we're here. This is Schooling Teachers. And today's victim is esports coach and math teacher, Mr. Coressel, AKA the second best Coressel at Defiance, AKA Tony Stark's dumb younger brother, AKA the non-green giant, AKA Mr. C, which is what some people call him, not because his last name begins with a C, but because with his teaching, that's the highest grade you can get in his class. As I mentioned, Mr. Coressel is the esports coach at Defiance. Now, he claims it's because he loves being a part of the kids' lives, but we all know that's crap. When really it's to show off his Smash Bros. Skills when he gets beat by the DNN teleprompter guy. Another little fun fact about Mr. C is that if you go to Circle K before the school day, then you can see him getting his Sip and Save coffee. And if you're lucky, during the school day, you can see the effects of that coffee when he's running to the bathroom every other period to. You might be wondering why Mr. C came back to work in the same place he graduated from. Well, that's because he peaked in high school and didn't know what else to do with his life. Well, Mr. C, that's all I got for you. You're a pretty boring person, so this episode's kind of short, but you got schooled. Peace out, Defiance. I'll see you next time.
Well, that's the end of our first episode of 2022, Defiance.
We hope you like the new changes. And I'm looking forward to staying here forever. Mark.
We'll see.
Well, I'm Ethan Engel, and I too like to stay mark-free.
And I'm Lydia Fernandez. And this is goodbye.
You guys act like you're talking to each other. You know, McDonald's is a horrible store.
It's not a store, it's a restaurant. It's a restaurant.